Hello, hello, beautiful souls. It's me, Diana. I'm a holistic Ikigai coach, and I help women to find their life purpose and live it, which is balance with their body, mind, and soul. And today we meet to learn more about 8 cognitive functions. Before we talked about um, the meaning of our personality type 4 letters, and today we will deep even more deeper. So our agenda today is to understand the order of 8 cognitive functions and also to know the meaning of each of them. Finally, we will have a homework. So don't get scared. It is a table which shows not only the name of our personality type, what we learned last video. So these 4 letters of our type is only a code. So if you want to know about your type even more deeper, you need to know your cognitive functions. And each type is using 8 of the cognitive functions, all of them. But we use one of them more and another one less. So to get more deeper to that, I want you to know the meaning of each cognitive function. Yes. So let's start. So firstly, what is a cognitive function? So cognitive functions are brain-based skills and abilities. It shows how people learn, remember, solve problems, make decisions, and pay attention. And I want you to tell you that it does not mean how intellectual you are, how smart you are. Don't mix with that. It just shows what we prefer more than other and what we are good at. And each type has its own strengths and gifts. So don't worry to be not rewarded. All of us has talents. So, as I mentioned, each of our type has 8 functions. So the first one are the most used, and like at the end one are the least used. So our first and second functions will be our strengths, our gifts, our talents. So we are using them very naturally. It's very easy to do. We love doing them. And sometimes we even forget that we're doing that. It's like automatic habit. It's just so easy and we do this almost unconsciously. And our third and fourth function is usually not that much developed one, but even they are our weaknesses and we develop them, then we grow the most. Then we get a full potential of our personality. And all the functions from the fifth to eighth are all in our unconscious mind. And it's usually when we get triggered, when we get arguments, when we get angry, when we don't like something this. So it will be all your functions which are in your unconscious mind. So they are stress triggers. And each function develops at a different age. So for example, our first function, which we're using very naturally, our gifts are developed by age 13th, and then our second function is developed by age 21. So usually just knowing these 2 functions, we can know the personality of the person. Um, and then it looks like we don't need to know other last functions. But of course, if you want to develop, if you want to evolve, it just helps you where you can do that, what you can avoid, what you can be aware about. Our third function is developed by age 30, and it is the space, it is the function you're kind of weak to do that, but if you're in the environment which is feels like comfort for you, it will be very relaxing to do that. And your fourth function is um, developed by age 35 to 55, and it is also very weak function for you, ability. But if you develop that, you will skyrocket. It's like so amazing to tap into that, because you will expose your confidence. Yeah, and that's the type, that's the function where you can grow your confidence. And it's also a gateway to your unconscious mind, to all your other functions, the one you use the least. So to understand this one, the priorities, I want to show for you uh, how all 8 cognitive functions look like. So they have names, and now you need to remember again um, introverted and extroverted definitions. So extroverted, it will be everything what's um, goes on in outside, and introverted what goes inside. So if it's, for example, introverted function, usually it's very hard to define how it looks in the person, because it will be probably his mindset, something going on inside. But if the person who's the first function, his strength is extroverted, so it will be very easy to see that, because it's extroverted and it goes outside. So the names are like extroverted sensing, introverted sensing, extroverted intuition, extroverted thinking, introverted thinking, extroverted feeling, and introverted feeling. So now we will go one by one and know the meaning of them. So extroverted sensing, it is all about the 5 senses, about smell, taste, touch, hearing, and vision. And this function, it's very present, enjoys the moment right now. So I want to give one example. My husband first primer function is extroverted sensing. So when he's coming back home, his first question is, what is the smell? Not saying me hello, but what is the smell? So then I understood that he's the person who perceives information by his 5 senses. And yeah, and also these people are very good at like design. They know well style, they have like good eye for details. If you want to have some advice about your clothes, if they fit each other, about some perfume, you can ask those people, because they have very strong ability for 5 senses, and they are good maybe designers. And yeah, you can get a very good advice from them. And of course, they're very realistic present. You can learn, yeah, to be here and now from this function. And also it focuses on the experience that provides the most of stimulation. So for people who have this dominant function, they need to be very stimulated, and as more the better. If the information is very in the same pace, it can get bored. But for these people, it's better if it's something changing. So additional to that, the careers, like jobs, like firefighter or working in ambulance, doctors, will be very good people who has this function very developed, because they can react very quickly and they see small details. They know how the things work, like they can understand the body so perfectly. Like my husband, like he knows, like if you push this muscle on your neck, then it's connected to your eyes. And like, and he didn't study about this, like I mean from the books or reading. He was just studying himself, like he can feel how everything is connected. So these people also are very good at doing massages and so on. Another function is introverted sensing. So it is mainly about the routines and traditions. So these people really know very well rules. They're very good at knowing of the definition of roles. So for example, this person will know how to be good citizen. He knows how mother needs to be. He knows how father needs to be. He knows how Christmas needs to look like. And for the people who has this introverted sensing function and they're like dominant, for them suits jobs where you follow the rules. So for example, Japan is very good example, um, because people they have a tradition to work in the company until they retire. They work for one boss and they listen them. They are very good at doing their duty, following the rules. So they will be very good employees, following the rules, but maybe they won't be very open-minded for new things. Then introverted sensing, it is related to the past memories and experiences. So what does it mean? So um, people who has dominant function of introverted sensing usually will be going to the same place to eat, to the same, they will buy from the same brand some stuff, just because now when they are thinking to buy something, they know that in the past it was good, it was delicious, it was valuable. So when they find something they value, they will stick to that. And also about like music, if they're listening now, they like to remember the past, they get like nostalgic. So yeah, so it means that experiences now are related with experiences from the past. And these people who has a dominant introverted sensing, they like to get advices because they know that it was experienced by somebody, so it probably should be good product, good place to visit, good place to eat, and they will take that rather than experiencing something new as the previously talked extroverted sensing, because extroverted sensing is very present and not looking to the past. It's more present here and now, and introverted sensing is more concentrated to the past. So they are very good at noticing differences between past and now. So what I mean, so for example, person is eating something and he says, this tastes a little bit different, or it tastes more salty than it was last time. So they are differentiating this past and now experiences. Another function, it's called extroverted intuition, and it is all about brainstorming, thinking outside of the box, generating ideas. So when people who has this function, they are very good at yeah, making new ideas. So there probably will be artists like poets, songwriters, because they generate new things, and they are just over explode with many ideas, future possibilities, and everything is possible. It's even might not exist here, but they make sometimes things real. It's the people who allow themselves to dream and think big. So yes, as I said, they are looking at the big picture, and they don't like to talk about small details. They want to see the last vision, rather than the path how to go there, small things to do that. So it's relating also like to the dreaming, seeing big pictures. They like concepts, ideas, and they like to interpretate experiences. So what I mean by that, like um, this a function likes to interpretate things. So the people who are dominant of extroverted intuition, they will come, for example, in the public transport, bus, train, or whatever. They will look at the person and they will think, they might have such a life. From this close, he might be like this person. Maybe he's upset today. So um, yeah, this function likes to be in their head, imagining things and interpreting. And opposite to that is introverted intuition. So it's everything what's going in our head when we said introverted. So it is called usually like sixth sense, or also people say like third eye. For me, this type function is really very mysterious, because they can see the things people can't see, and they know things, but they don't know how they know. That's a very mysterious function. So they have in their head many things, and they are very good at connecting them and like putting dots, and it's like kind of then aha moment. So they have kind of patterns which comes to the one thing, and then it makes sense. And other thing, this function represents at recognizing and valuing symbols. Extroverted thinking. So it's everything what goes outside of our world. So this function means like doing. So people who has um, extroverted thinking as their dominant function, they like measurable goals. They will look very bossy because they like to make things done. And yeah, they might look bossy, but in their heart they might be very friendly. Also, they focuses on efficiency and producing results. So maybe in their office, if there is something like a lot of data, they will put it in alphabetic uh, line, or yeah, organize things that it would be easy and easy to use. And also they make decisions based on the facts and logic. So they usually put aside their emotions and make decisions on facts and logic. And introverted thinking, so it's going on in our head. So this function represents that people who has this dominant function are categorizing things. So it's like put in a beautiful shelves. So for example, in this picture, we also see a lot of toys. And for me, everything would be toy. dolls toys. But for this type, they will have a precise name for each toy. It will be categorized, and this function people usually don't like if somebody misuse the words and use them in not correctly, not in their exact meaning, because they are the one who will be using words very correctly, and they always will have a lot of vocabulary to describe things and label things, to name them. And this type of function builds an understanding of how things and ideas work. So they have some frameworks in their head, and if some new information comes, they just remake that framework that everything would make sense. Um, and their frameworks have a reason. It's different than introverted intuition, as we just talked, because introverted intuition has information patterns, but they actually don't know how it comes. And introverted thinking is everything very clear and has their own reasons. So people who use this function use categories to make their decisions. And then extroverted feeling. The people who has dominant function of extroverted feeling, they they like to take care how all the group of the people will feel. So if somebody is out of the circle, so they will invite that person, they won't leave anybody out of the circle. So they are also called as mediators, and they like to put their own feelings, their values, and put prioritize groups values. And they of course initiate and maintain social networks, so they will be the people who try to gather everybody and make some valuable activities together. And introverted feeling, it's something was very inside of us, and it's everything about your own internal values, your value system. So people are making decision according their value system. And they are also very empathetic people. They want to help and rescue others in needs. And I can say my first function is introverted feeling, and I really, when I went the country like Bali, and I was getting massage from lady who was pregnant, and the massage for 30 minutes cost like €2. And for me, it was so painful to see that. And I wanted to pay her more. I felt like, oh, poor lady, how can I help her? So I like to talk to animals, I like to help them. So this function also is very kind to the animals and human beings. Yeah, so it's more or less all. So we can put a nickname to the each function. So extroverted sensing, it would be about the performance. So as we said, very present, very quick to react, um, and experience life in five senses. Introverted sensing is tradition. It's all about knowing about rules, about routines, how to be a good employee, how to be good mother, and so on. Extroverted intuition, open-mindedness. So as we talked about many ideas, brainstorming. Introverted intuition is called like wisdom. It's like knowing things without knowing how. And extroverted thinking effectiveness, finding the ways how it's to make easy to use things and so on. Introverted thinking do analysis. They have categories, very good at labeling. And extroverted feeling, it's all about the harmony, making people feel good in the group. And introverted feeling is authenticity. It is about knowing your own personal values and making decision based on that. So that's pretty much like this. And now is that scary table, which firstly might look like, oh, what is that? Um, so, as I mentioned, that each type has 8 functions, but it's in different order. So I want you to see your own type, and the homework would be to see your first and second functions and just to see if it sounds like you. So, for example, of course, we have a lot of INFJs. So, INFJ is over here, and the first function is an INFE. So, an I, it means introverted intuition, it's your wisdom. Like, you know the patterns, you can put the dots, the things make sense. It's your wisdom, it's your third eye. And FE means about the harmony. You like to take care about the people, how group feels, rather than prioritizing your own needs. So it is your homework. See your first and second function. Think if it sounds like you and write, why do you think so? And a reminder for all of you who are watching these videos, first of all, thank you so much. And if you will be active, commenting, doing your homeworks, interacting, asking questions, I will present a 1 month, 10 minutes coaching program for one of you. It's really very great. Uh, a program to do, especially when you learn about yourself, then we can move more to making some goals and do action plan and work on that. So everything is just aligned to your core value, to your type, and moving forwards from that point, it's really so amazing. So I really invite you to do a little bit effort and grow together. I love you so much. I hope you have very good day and see you for the next time. Bye.